Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and in today's video I'm going to be talking to you about what to do after you get a girl's number. So the reason I'm doing this video is because a lot of you guys have no idea what to do once you get the girl's number, and you make a lot of simple small mistakes that will turn a girl off and she'll lose interest in you right away. So I've got two really good emails to go through in this video, and I think this is going to help clear things up for you a lot. The first email is from Steve, who says he's struggling and confused. It says, "Hey Craig, love the channel and think you're doing a great job." Well, thank you, Steve. "Thank you so much. Your work is helping me feel better about myself. I've never felt confident when it comes to dating or relationships. That's why I was hoping you could elaborate with what to do after you get a girl's number. There's a girl that goes to my church, and thanks to your video, I realize she's interested in me." Good job, buddy. You're starting to catch on to the little things, right? He said when we were talking, she was playing with her hair and she touched me on the arm. Yep, those are two indicators, right? Sounds like Steve is becoming more aware of the little signs and the little things that women do to signal that they're interested in you. Also look for good eye contact. And anytime they initiate conversation, all those are good indicators to look for. So he says, "I asked for her number and she gave it to me, but now I'm not sure what to do." Alright, so awesome. I'm glad to see that you're feeling more confident and starting to see results. So that's great. I just want to say good job for you picking up little things already, and hopefully you'll continue to see things and grow. One of the things that I wanted to remind you guys of, and this is really important, is when you get a girl's number, you have to be really cool and calm and relaxed about it. I know it's a great feeling when you get a girl's number that you think is really pretty, you want to get to know, but you have to keep yourself grounded, okay? Remind yourself that you don't really know this girl, okay? You have no idea of what kind of life she's had or what kind of partner she might be. Yes, she's attractive, but you want to keep your expectations realistic, and it will help you, and you're going to see why. Because one of the things that most guys tend to do is they have a very high interest level in a girl way too soon. And there's a big difference between men and women in this respect. I think that men tend to heat up like a microwave, and women are more like a conventional oven, and it takes longer to heat up. So women are going to take a longer amount of time before they start to think about you and like you more and more, right? Okay, so imagine that. And you're going to see why. One of the main things that you have to understand is that women are aware of the risks because they're used to having a lot of guys having a high interest right away, but then they don't want anything more than sex. And you know, of course, there are some women that just want to have sex. Nothing wrong with that. They're adults, they can do that. But I think more women want a meaningful connection. And it doesn't feel very meaningful that the minute someone is done using you, they leave and they never call you again. Okay? That doesn't make women feel special. So you have to understand that when a woman gives out her number to you, they don't take things as seriously as a man does. And it's because she is always getting people that are interested. And here's a really silly kind of way of looking at it, but Imagine you were selling a house and you got a ton of people interested in buying the house. You get calls all the time with people saying how much they want to buy your house, and they're all excited about it. And some people are saying to you, hey, listen, I want to buy the house, and they haven't even saw the house. And that would be like these guys that are telling women they want to marry them and have kids with them before they even meet. Yeah, and this actually happens. So you can see the similarities there. It's just to give you an idea of what it's like to be a woman, because I want you to understand what they go through. The thing is that they get all these people that are supposedly interested, but none of them are truly interested in investing in the house. They all want to come over and see the house, and and what happens is that the women get tired of dealing with all these low interested callers. Of course, they have a high interest at first, but they really don't have a high interest in the long term. So then they may get a guy that's occasionally wants to buy the house at a low price, aka no commitment. Or they say, well, I will buy the house, but you're going to have to keep mowing the lawn. Or they find someone who can't afford the house because they're, in this situation, married or in a relationship and they just want friends with benefits. So they want to make sure that they have a serious buyer. It's kind of just a silly analogy, just to give you an idea what it would be like. Imagine dealing with that all the time. My point is, you want to stand out and be different. You're interested in meeting her, but you're not going to be another person who's interested and then just disappears. At least, I hope not. So, what you want to do is, after you get a girl's number, you want to wait like 3 days or so to text her. It shows you're interested, but you don't want to wait too long because you don't want to look like you're really not interested, but you don't want to look like you're too eager either, because you can go either way. And it's going to depend upon the woman's attachment style and level of interest. If she has a high level of interest, like let's just rate it 1 to 10, let's say it's an 8, she's going to really want to hear from you. Or maybe you have a girl that has an anxious attachment style. She's going to really want to hear from you because she's anxious to getting to know you too. If you have somebody that has a low interest in you, say on a scale of 1 to 10, 5 or a 6, she's not going to be that eager to hear from you. So if you go 3 or 4 days before you call her or text her, she's going to be wondering in those few days, and her interest is actually going to go up because she's going to be like, well, that one guy that I wasn't even that into, he hasn't even called me. He hasn't even texted me. So she's going to start to wonder about you. And then it will cause it to rise a little bit. It's going to pique her interest. It's not going to make it jump up, but it's going to make her more curious. So, once you've texted her, you want to send a couple of friendly messages back and forth. And then around the 4th message or so, you want to make sure you ask her out on a date. And it's important that you do this because so many guys are just going to text this girl for weeks on end and never really going to go anywhere with it. So you're standing out by saying, look, I'm for real. I want to take you out. I want to go on a date. And this is how you're going to say it. Say something like this. Hey, I'd love to see you. When are you free to get together? She'll probably give you a couple of options to choose from. Pick the one that works the best for you. I'm trying to teach you guys to be strong. Guys, confident guys, you're busy, you have your own life. Pick the best for you. Okay? Now, you want to set up a definite date, and that means a definite day, a definite time, a definite place. I suggest something very casual like drinks and maybe going for a walk around the park, or, think of 2 or 3 things. I suggest hitting up like 3 places. It just kind of makes the evening more fun, more eventful, and gives it more of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Like I don't know, it's just got a good feel to it when you go like 3 places with somebody, and it's just kind of more of a memorable evening. Okay? So, when you're setting up the date and the definite time, the definite place, you want to arrange how you're going to meet up, and you want to do that then and there while you're setting it up. You want to offer, hey, would you like me to pick you up, or would you like me to meet you there? Whichever she's comfortable with, go with. Okay? Doesn't make a difference, especially if it's like a first date. Now, if she gives you any kind of maybe, any kind of I don't know, or I'll see, that means no. Okay? Do not accept that as a date. I'm not saying do not accept that as an answer. That's fine that she's saying that. But when they're saying those answers, it's a no. And just be calm and casual and say, well, let's do it on a different day where you know you can do it. And her reply will give you an indicator of her interest level. If she says, well, that's a better idea, then you're going to know she really didn't want to see you that day. Or maybe she really legitimately is busy. If she says to you, well, I'm not, I can't do it that day, but I can do it this day. Can you do it this day? Then shows she has a higher interest level. You want to pay very close attention to that, because you don't want to be wasting your time with girls that just don't have a high interest in you. And the key to remember about this is, she may have a low interest in you right now, but that doesn't mean she'll always have a low interest in you. If there's another guy in the picture, or she's going through something in her life, her interest level can always come back at another time. Keep that in mind. So, let's say she said to you, you offered a certain day and time, and she's like, oh, I don't know, maybe, we'll see. Say, well, let's just do the definite day, definite time when you can do it, when you know you can do it. And if she says, well, that's a better idea, you can do one of 2 things in this situation. You can either wait another week to text her, see how she's doing, and follow up another week and try setting something else up then. Or you can say, okay, we'll take a look at your schedule and get back to me. Now, if you say that to her, you have to wait. And that means if she doesn't text you again, you don't do anything about it. I've had that happen. I've had a girl that said, well, let me check my schedule out and I'll get back with you. And she didn't get back with me. And you know what? Her loss. I won't ever call her or text her again. Sorry. You said you were going to get back to me. If you don't get back to me, I'll find somebody that does want to get back to me. So either of those are fine, but you have to stick to it. The bottom line is, you only settle for definite dates. You only settle for definite dates. Time, place, you got everything set up, that's a definite date. So, I have a second email who asks me my thinking behind what I say with the phone, that the phone is for setting dates only. I got an email from Ed, excuse me, and Ed says, hi Craig, me and my buddy Ted were talking about your ideas on texting with a woman. You say that the phone is for setting dates only. We both think that might be a little too harsh. For example, right after you get a woman's number, shouldn't you text her first to get to know her? I say yes. Build her interest. Let her get to know you. Ted thinks that, or Ted says he likes to text a girl before he asks her out on a date. Well, first of all, I think it's a great idea that you guys are discussing my theory and shooting the ideas back and forth. And I'm glad you contacted me. So I'm going to start with Ted. Ted wants to, and you said, text a girl a lot before he asks her out on a date. Well, while Ted is texting her a lot, she's going out with men who actually invite her out. So the girl that he likes and is spending all this time thinking about and texting back and forth with is probably sleeping with other men. So if he likes the idea of spending his time fantasizing about a woman while she goes on real dates with guys and is trying to make a real relationship work, well, then I guess that's working for Ted. It wouldn't be working for me. So consider that, because this is the real world and these are adults, and that's what an adult woman is going to do. If she's not in a relationship, she's going to be probably looking for one, and she's going to want to go out with guys who actually are trying to make that happen. Now, your idea is to text a woman first to get to know her before you go out. Okay. When you're first meeting somebody, the idea is to create attraction. You're not going to create attraction texting somebody back and forth about your day. It reminds me of that scene from Seinfeld. Remember Kramer? Well, how was your day? Was your day good? Did you have a good day? How was your day? You don't want to do that. Like, what are you going to do? Just talk back and forth about your boss or how your day is going? No, that's not going to build attraction. You got to spend time with these women in person. The reason I say the phone is for setting dates only is because most guys are going to over pursue a woman. They'll text her every day, morning, noon, and night, and it doesn't give a woman the time she needs for her feelings to develop. You see, what most guys don't understand is that women are more attracted to men whose feelings are unclear. And there's a Facebook study where women were shown pictures of 3 different men. One guy that's interested, one guy that's not interested, and one guy that they're unclear about. Now, at first, the woman is the most attracted to the guy who's the most interested. She's not attracted to the one that wasn't interested. And the interesting thing is that over time, the interest level goes up the most for the one that she doesn't know is interested or not. And the one that she did know had a high level of interest, that interest level drops. So, keep that in mind. Texting a woman makes your interest level clear to her. When you're on the phone texting her all day, that makes your interest level clear. It's not a mystery. She's not sitting there wondering and thinking about you and what you're doing. And I always like to think of attraction. If I could put attraction into one picture, I would say imagine the woman in the field with the daisy going, he loves me not. If you're texting all day, she ain't pulling out, he loves me not. She's looking at it thinking, he loves me. She's going to lose interest that way, guys. You have to understand, and I want to make this clear, the only way to get a woman's interest level to rise is by spending time with her. I know now, this is dating. Going out, have fun, hook up. That's adult dating. Some people don't like that. Some people have religious beliefs against that. They don't believe in sex before marriage. Listen, that's fine. if you don't want to do things like that, but still you want to be kissing her, holding her hand, being affectionate with her, holding her, if you don't want to be intimate with her in that way, she still needs to connect with you that way. You guys have to understand that the way we're wired biologically, we go through different stages with love. The initial stage is lust. In the beginning, it's usually about just that strong attraction with somebody, that sexual tension that builds up, and then you start to sleep with each other. Then you get attached because your body starts releasing all kinds of chemicals like oxytocin and serotonin into your brain, and then you start to attach to the person. Okay? But you don't attach and then get intimate. You know what I mean? It's not like some guys are trying to over pursue these girls and they're just ultimately chasing them away. Spend time with a woman in person, and then she's going to develop attraction for you as she gets more and more comfortable with you, and she starts to see things about your personality that she likes, and she starts to think about you more. That's the way you do it, guys. Don't worry about the texting. The texting's not going to get you far. I can promise you that. Most of the time, it's going to hurt, not help. Because what happens for a lot of guys is they don't hear from a girl for a couple of days, then they start to get anxious. And then when they're anxious and they're doing something out of fear, it actually causes them to push the girl away and chase her away. So I want you to spend time with your girl in person. If you're interested in a girl, spend time with her. Do something fun with her. If she's important to you, make time for her. I know it can be tough. Some of you guys have really busy lives. I know I'm in the same situation. You do your best to make time for her. Now, I had a few last minute reminders that I wanted to share with this video. First one, don't double text. If a woman doesn't respond to your text, assume she's busy and she'll get back to you when she can. Now, if you haven't heard from her within about a week, you can follow up, I would say one more time. If she doesn't respond to that text, she's not interested right now. She might get back with you in the future. But you always want to give her a chance to double text. Never say to her, "Did you get my text?" Oh, it's such a turn off. Have you ever had a girl do that with you? They text you and you just didn't get back with them yet, and they're like, "Did you get my text?" You see it and you're just like, "Yeah, I did, but now I don't feel like texting you back." That's what you're going to do if you double text. The other thing that I want to remind you of is casual, casual, casual. In the beginning, especially, you have to be super casual about setting up dates. Some guys are very rigid and tense and stressed out and make it into a big deal, big ordeal. You're going to scare her away. It's coming on way too strong. You have to remember that when you're first meeting a girl, all of your behaviors are under a microscope because that's all she has to go on. She doesn't know who you are, what kind of guy you are, and she gets so many guys that are interested in her. She's going to be looking for the guys that know what they're doing and don't know what they're doing. And believe me, you keep watching these videos. Eventually I'm going to have a book out. Get my coaching. You are going to know what you're doing. And it will be so clear to a girl right off the bat. She will be so happy. It will be so refreshing to her. But I want to leave you off with this little idea. When you first meet a girl, well, imagine a bank account. When you're first setting up a bank account, you don't have any money in it, right? So look at it as a bank account. When you're first meeting a girl, you don't have anything invested in there. You haven't made any deposits. So you can't withdraw more than you've deposited. So if she has a higher interest level in you, like say her interest level is an 8 on a scale of 1 to 10, she's really attracted to you, there's something about you, you're going to be able to make a few more mistakes than you normally would be. However, if her interest level is only like a 5 or a 6, those mistakes that you make are going to add up real quick, and they're going to be withdrawing from the bank really fast until there's nothing left and there's no attraction left. Some of you guys are coming on so strong when you meet a girl, and it's like you want to start that chemistry, but all it takes is a little spark, right? If you think about how you start a fire, it takes a little spark. You don't take 2 giant logs and start smashing them together trying to start a fire. It's not going to get you anywhere. That's the equivalent of coming on too strong. So, if you like this video, make sure you put a like on it. And remember, I post videos Monday through Friday, so subscribe to the channel because I have a lot of great content coming soon. And when you want to get my help personally, you can always go to my website, askcraig.net. I have videos on the website. I also have the blogs with the videos on the website. And that's how you get my coaching personally, and you can sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I'm Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.